Hi everyone, this is Betsy with PC Mac. Thank you so much for joining in to learn something new. In this video, I will be demonstrating how to use your Mac to find your files and folders. In particular, it's called the Mac Finder. Do you ever get that feeling that you've downloaded something from email, somebody sent you an attachment, and you know you opened it and you're pretty sure you saved it, but you don't know where it's gone? We will explore the screens that are involved in finding those files and saving them and organizing them into folders so that you can find them more easily in the future. Before I get started, don't forget to click subscribe below, and you will be notified of all the upcoming topics, and there are plenty to come. There are more on the way. So make sure you do that. It'll come to your email. A notification will come to your email when you subscribe. Let's go take a look. As you're watching the video, remember you can pause it at any time and try it out on your own computer and follow along. So let's take a look. Begin by clicking on the Finder icon in the bottom left corner of your dock. It's the icon that looks like the little guy's face. The Finder screen appears, and I want you to notice in the left sidebar of the screen, so down the left-hand side, you've got some options. Yours might be a little different than mine, depending on your settings. If your screen is brought to Recents, that's going to be a list auto-generated of the files that you're opening recently. That doesn't always help me find what I'm looking for, so I would like you to practice looking in your Downloads folder, as well as in your Documents folder, as well as on the desktop. Well, you're bound to know what's on the desktop because that's the screen that opens up when your Mac starts up. But sometimes your desktop just gets overloaded, and that's not the best place to save files because your computer can slow down if you put a whole bunch of stuff on your desktop. Best to use the Documents folder or Downloads, and then make your own folders. So once you're in Downloads, I want you to look across the top in this toolbar area, and there are 4 buttons, one for each view that is provided. And you can view your files either by icon, you can view them in a list with these details where you get the name, you get the date, you get the size, and what kind it is. You can view your files in a column format. If you wanted to view pictures a little bigger on the screen, you could view them in column format. So that gives you one column of all the file names, and then when you single click on a file, to the right, the item's name, the size, the date. If it's a picture, you get the dimensions. It's very helpful. You can all see that here below it. Keep in mind that a file, as I'm clicking on here, a file, each individual file is the stuff that either your camera makes, your phone makes, your Word program makes, your Excel program makes. So the stuff that you create and save, those are called files. The containers that you can put files in, those are called folders. So I want you to kind of get out of your mind. Some people visualize, you go to the doctor's office, they pull your file off of the shelf, and that contains things. Well, not to a computer. A file is not a container necessarily. I want you to think of it as the stuff that you create. And then of those 4 buttons, the last one is called Gallery, or I have the new Mojave version on my Mac. you might have the version before called High Sierra, and that last button is called Cover Flow. Although it's very similar, they just updated a little bit in Mojave. I will have an upcoming video on the changes in Mojave. If you're interested in that, please look for it, and please click subscribe, and you'll be notified when the new videos come out. But Gallery lets you, it has this bar along the bottom where you can, navigate to the picture that you're looking for, and then the picture is very large on the screen. It's quite helpful when let's go back to our previous list. If, let's say, you're in a folder with lots of pictures, if you go to the gallery or the cover flow, you can arrow through. I'm just using the arrow keys on the keyboard. And then you can see the pictures big on the screen, and you don't have to open each of them. So that's very helpful. And for those who know me, know why I picked that folder. That's my family. If we work our way back to the list, I also want you to notice that at the very top of your screen, there is the View menu. And the View menu also has those same choices as icons, as a list, as columns, as gallery. So the buttons are there. You're going to get used to using those, but you can also use the View menu. If you wanted to, you could sort this list. In addition to the view you pick, you can also sort the list by one of these options. Very helpful if you're looking for a photo. Let me go back there. Sort by. You can sort by, let's say, the date that the photo was created, and then you get a date listing. You can see down my date column, and it goes in descending order. Very helpful. Let's go back to downloads. If you're looking for a file, you have a search box in the upper right corner where you can search for a file by keyword. So if I was looking for my Instagram class materials, I can type in the word Instagram, which I'm going to guess is somewhere in the title. And I can tell it up here that I just want to search the downloads folder, and it reduces the list. Now it's in icons view. I can certainly change that view based on the 4 buttons that you learned. And there it has filtered out or reduced the list to what I searched for. That's also very helpful. You can clear the search by just clicking the X in the top right corner. One other tip that's very helpful is creating these folders. You can see I've got some on my screen that are, they're blue icons. They are little folder icons. If you are in business for yourself and you have, let's say, clients that you do business for and provide services for, maybe you receive documents for these clients or attachments that come in emails from these clients. A nice way to organize the stuff that collects in your downloads folder is by folder. What you're going to do is you're going to use the File menu to create that folder. You can see File, and it's right there, New Folder. Don't mix it up with a new Smart folder. That's a little different. A Smart folder is a folder that the Mac uses to put things in automatically by date or by type. Look for that in an upcoming video. We're just going to do New Folder, and when you click there, that's exactly what happens. A folder appears, and it's all blue. All highlighted blue. So what you're going to do is you're going to type the name of the client. I have a client restaurant owner. I'm going to put the name of her business, and then you press Enter or Return on your keyboard, and that finishes the name of the folder. And then all you're going to do is you're going to single click on a file that needs to go into that folder, and then you're going to click and drag until that folder is highlighted, and then it goes in there. Now notice to the left of my folders, I've got these arrows, little triangles actually. When you click on the triangle, watch what happens. It expands out so I can see how the contents are indented? That shows me what the folder contains. That's also very helpful. So you don't have to go into the folder by double clicking it. You can just click the arrow. Now, one thing I showed in the Windows version, which you can also do on a Mac, is pinning the folder over here on the left sidebar. This upper area, see how it's called your favorites? What you can do in a Mac is you can click and hold on the folder icon, and then you can drag. Make sure as you're dragging you don't highlight one of those options. You just stop when you have the line in between. And when you release your finger on the mouse, the folder that you dragged over there shows up on the left sidebar. You have now pinned it. Now, it's not a duplicate, it's simply a pointer to it. So what makes it easy is I can scroll now and highlight certain documents and drag them over to the left. In reality, if that folder was still at the top, it would have dragged off the screen and I wouldn't be able to see it. If you want to select multiple items, you can do that with the Command key. So you can hold down Command and then click on each item. Once again, I'm going to do that. You click the first item without holding anything down, hold the Command key. On the Mac keyboard, it has a Command key, and then single click on the other items. If they are all together, like if you wanted a whole bunch, you could, before clicking on the last one of the bunch, you can hold down the Shift key and then click, and that selects a whole bunch of contiguous files, all of them that are in one big block. Command is better for, I'm going to hold Command now, for clicking files that are not contiguous. They're not touching each other. And then all you do is you go anywhere in the blue, click and hold, and drag over to that pinned folder. Very nice. Now, one other thing I'm gonna end on is the Mac is known to, sort these items by either name or date or size. People who come over from a Windows computer, if you're used to using Windows and you switched over to a Mac, you're not used to this, that the folders are all interspersed throughout. And one thing I would recommend if you are switching over from Windows to Mac is that you sort this by kind. And you do that by either clicking on the column header over here on the right for kind, or clicking on View and then say Sort By and then choose Kind. This will put your stuff in order by type. So all of your folders go together, all of your applications go together, all of your pictures and Excel spreadsheets and Windows documents and so on. That's very helpful. And even when you switch views, this is the icons view, I can also sort this by kind as well. And see how they all kind of snap together? All of my folders, my applications, and so on. So have fun with that and let me know how it goes. I hope you are all happy and clicking with technology. That concludes today's video. I hope you've enjoyed joining in and learning something new. I can't wait to show you the upcoming topics. Make sure you click subscribe below and you'll be notified when the next video is uploaded. Thanks everyone. Have a great day.